That's the way to go. I was doing Pink Floyd.
I know.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Is there anybody in there?
Hello, Linda.
Is there anybody out there?
Is there anybody out there?
Is this thing on?
Hello, where
I know
you
you're
been?
out there. I can hear you breathing. Yeah, knock, knock, knock.
How's everybody doing? How you doing? What's going on?
I can tell you how I'm doing. I can't answer for everyone else.
How you
But
doing,
I'm
Race of Apes?
splendiferous. That's one of your favorites.
Splendiferous.
Yes.
I'm scrumtrulescent.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes, that's
yes.
a Will Ferrell reference.
Yes.
Will Ferrell sketch reference. Hey, what's transpiring?
Hey, welcome back to
You Should Know This Song.
Wow, that was weird.
But
By us, we are mixtapes. You, by
default, by
our
listening.
mixtapes. If you're listening, you're mixtapes.
Right.
You may very well be mixed ups as well, but that's between you and your doctor.
And even if you're not listening, you're still mixtapes. So you might as well just find out what it's about.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, yes.
I mean, it's all over you. So.
It's fun.
Right.
It's exciting.
Mixtapes is
It's,
fun. Everybody says that. I saw it on the packaging. It's fun with an exclamation point.
Oh, we don't want to look at the
Hey,
packaging.
welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Glad you could join us. We're going to have a good time. That means you're going to have a good time whether you like it or not. And we got some cool music and cool stuff to cover for you. And we're outdoors.
Again.
In Race's Oasis.
Every time that, you know what that reminds me of? Every time we say that is that George Thorogood line from One Bourbon.
I'm outdoors,
I'm
you know.
outdoors, you know. And just the way he says it,
I know.
it's so cool.
He come out of the house, I can see in his face.
Yeah.
I know it was no.
Yeah. Everybody funny.
Yeah, and you're funny too. Thank you, George.
When he says, I'm outdoors, you know. It's like,
you know.
how cool can you sound when you're living on the street?
Right, when you're saying.
Exactly that much cool.
Right. That is the amount of... That has to be the maximum available amount of cool.
I'm telling you.
For telling
Thank
somebody.
you, George, as you said.
Right, I'm sleeping on the sidewalk
I'm
or
outdoors,
in a yard.
So, hey, Reed, what's new?
Oh, playlists.
Oh.
They're probably not that new.
They're not new anymore, but they're still
it's
cool
still
as hell. Yeah.
It's still fairly new. The new isn't worn off for me.
Oh, no. It
Yeah.
still smells like a new car.
It still smells new. Exactly. Playlist,
Yes.
baby, playlist.
We are now offering free of charge.
We're offering. No, you earn points.
Oh, I remember this.
Our Pointless
From
Points
the Pointless
program.
Points program that we talked about before.
It's a new thing.
Yeah.
Sign up for your own Pointless Points account.
I should probably actually build some shit
that
on the
on
where and make that a thing.
Put that on the website.
And they
That
can
would
get
be
all
fun.
the points, and whoever can get the most pointless points gets more
Congratulations,
points.
you have 1 million points. You're the millionth point earner.
Anyway, sorry.
Okay,
that was
we
funny
have
to me.
playlists.
That was really funny to me. I'm sorry.
I enjoyed it. I totally loved it.
We have playlists, man. So now all the wonderful songs, all the great music that we talk about during the show.
Yeah.
You can go listen to the list of all the songs that get covered in an episode.
Yeah.
You can
You
go
can
listen
just
to a
turn
list
it on
of
and it'll
all
start
the songs
playing.
that get covered in every episode because we did them all the way back to the beginning, and ever since, and we're doing them ad infinitum into the future. There will be playlists on the YouTubes long after we're dead and
Long
gone.
after we're gone. You know what they call that?
What?
A miracle of modern technology. I think that's what it's called.
So what do we got going on besides the abundance of wonderful playlists?
Well, we got You Should Know This Song, which is our commentary, lyric challenge, BS, and carrying on podcast show. And we have games, challenges, and fun. So this go around,
What are the challenges this time?
we're going to
Reed?
be doing our now famed, thoroughly enjoyable Route 66 challenge, which we don't need to explain, do we?
No.
Songs with towns in them.
Yeah, or places anyway.
Or places, right.
Figure
places,
out the song,
towns,
figure out the places, whichever the one we were
regions, rooms of the house, whatever. And then we're going to do Your Mother Should Know.
Your mother should know.
Your Mother Should Know.
And then we have starting lines too.
Starting Lines is going to happen also.
And I think we might just do those 3 segments and limit
Yeah, we're
the
probably going to keep it simple and try not
extraneous
to.
BS. The last couple episodes we've been really
Too late. Just thought I'd break that to you. Too late. We've already started down the road.
yes. So what do you got in your nest keeping bag over there?
Actually, I only have a couple of quick things in the nest keeping bag, and it has to do with 2 cover tunes that I wanted to hit on real quick. One of them is these are covers that, well, in the instance of the first one, Cake's cover of Black Sabbath's War Pigs.
Yes.
I hadn't heard it in a very long time. And you and I traded some information. I won't go into all the details and the back and forth conversation, whatever.
Cake-related stuff.
Cake-related stuff. And I just wanted to bring it up because it is a kind of a remarkable cover. I was reminded of how remarkable I think the cover is. And the reason that I think it's remarkable is because when you first, and even after having not heard it for a little while, it took me a minute, as in the first time I'd heard it. It took me a minute to get my mind around what they were doing.
Right.
And I didn't necessarily think this is great for the first probably 15 seconds.
Right.
But then after about 15 seconds, I was like, damn, this is so cool. You know what I mean?
The thing that I think is amazing about that particular cover is they managed to make it completely their own.
Completely.
And still honor the original while they're doing it. And how, like, seriously, those two things are diametrically opposed. How the fuck do you do that? Right? And they do.
And Cake's,
as they do with most of the covers they do, but...
Right. And Cake's style and sound is, to me, in a lot of instances, has always been bordering on amusing. You know what I mean? Like almost
like hard to take seriously, you mean?
Almost bordering on they're goofing a little bit, right? And the lead into that song, and it's War Pigs,
which I don't think is the case, frankly.
Oh, it is absolutely not. Yeah. It is absolutely not.
They're taking it very, very seriously. They just have a weird way of representing that.
They have a unique, and I love that. Like, I don't want anybody to have any question.
Oh, no.
That I absolutely adore Cake's sound.
Yeah.
And I super admire, I super admire what they pull off with the way they approach making their music. But I don't know that anybody would argue that, you know, sort of listening to it, if it was just changed a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It could be novelty-ish sounding sound.
I understand. Especially because a lot of it, his vocal styles, especially in the covers for some reason, seems to be almost spoken word.
Yes. And I think of some of the places where horns pop in, like the trumpet that is played pops into the song, and it, for a second, it's like, what are they doing? It doesn't sound like it fits there at all. You know what I mean? And it's being played bright and super upbeat sort of sounding.
Right. But in the totality of the song,
you're amazed that they pull it off. So they applied all that to the song War Pigs, and like you said, they still did honor to the song and gave it their Cake sound. And it just floors me when I hear it.
I listened to it when you brought it up, and again, it's been a while, like you said.
Right.
And it's not one that I've heard often over the years.
Right.
But
it's not a radio airplay.
Right. That's kind of the thing that struck me was like, man, this is really good. It's nothing like Black Sabbath.
Right.
But it certainly has the Black Sabbath.
But
vibe,
the emphasis is there. The weight of it.
And
is
I mean,
there.
Again, it's a political activist song.
Yeah. Heavy, right?
Absolutely anti-government, anti-war, anti-interference.
Right. With the whole heavy metal thing that rings in everybody's head when you think of the song, and they managed to keep some part of that in there,
but while
they're doing their thing. You know what I mean?
While still sounding like Cake. Yeah, it was pretty amazing to me.
Yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, so that's one. And we weren't supposed to go off that far or that long or whatever.
Who works here?
And number two,
I'll talk to the boss.
That's right,
it's okay.
Talk to the boss. Tell the producer to shut up. The other cover that I wanted to bring up is a cover by Eddie Vedder. That is a cover of the English Beats "Save It for Later" that I never heard before until the other night, and it was a funny coincidence. I was watching the show The Bear. I think the third episode of the show
on Hulu, I believe.
On Hulu of this third season of The Bear, and that song was the.
By the way, just an aside, I love that show, man.
God,
it's a brilliant show. We're not here talking about TV, but man, it's so well done.
It's getting its rightfully deserved critical praise and attention, and it is an amazingly done
and they completely
show.
Nail the city of Chicago vibe. My daughter, after watching the first season, called me, not texted me, called me and said, "Now I understand why you always sound so mean and so mad. That's just the way Chicagoans talk."
Part of it. Right?
I'm like, yeah, thanks, honey. I really appreciate that little observation. But yeah, they really nailed the Chicago vibe. Moving on. I'm sorry.
So that song was the background music for the first
intro.
part of, I think, the third episode of the third season, but whichever episode. I'd never heard it before, and I was completely flattened.
Oh, it's a great song to begin with.
Yeah, I loved the song in the first place.
Right.
And used to jam to it, but I never heard that. And I immediately knew the song, like within the first 5 seconds, I was like, oh, you know what I mean?
He does. That's Eddie Vedder.
And then I heard his voice. I was like, oh my gosh, this is really cool. So props to Eddie Vedder for doing that take on it. As we've talked about before, I have super respect for a band, an artist who takes a song to do a cover and makes it theirs successfully.
So I got a little bit for you about this. Do you know where Eddie Vedder decided to start doing it?
No.
He saw Pete Townsend do it.
Oh.
Who has, for several years now, put it into his shows.
Cool.
Yes. I thought that was very cool.
That is very cool.
I don't know if he saw it or someone told him about it. I'm not sure which, or he heard a recording. He was referencing, he was essentially coming off of the Pete Townsend cover.
Right.
Which is very similar in feel to the Eddie Vedder cover. Yes.
And the cool thing about what you just did there is now on the playlist,
all three versions.
We're going to hear the English Beat original version. We're going to hear the Eddie Vedder version. We're going to hear the Pete Town version on the playlist. That is so cool.
And that is cool. And it's one of the really cool things about the playlist that allows us to share the music with you that we're really talking about. And that's kind of the whole thing. But we've been very smart ass about, we have playlists. But like what it really gives us is the ability to put you where we are, to say, this is why you should know this song.
And to get away with playing the music for the show without
violating copyright,
without the risk of lawsuits and having our houses and lives taken away from us for playing part of it on the show.
Right.
So check it out on YouTube. Go to the playlist. We won't say anything more about that right now. We'll move along as we are supposed to with the first element of
Welcome back to Route 66.
Route 66. You ready to get your kicks? Are you?
Down from St. Louis.
I have an interruption that it'll only take a second. I promise we don't need to talk about it at all. But when I was putting together my material for this round, this show of Route 66, the 10 most sung about places in music in the world, and cities is what came up, as you would think. But that was the question I asked the Googles. New York.
The AI overlords?
Yes, New York, and these numbers match a few lists. So
you're taking this as pretty much right.
So I'm taking this as probably at least close to right. New York, 161 different songs. London, 102 different songs. And believe it or not, L.A. third with only 87 different songs. Only 87.
Are these specific to all songs or rock and roll?
This is, I just asked in songs.
Okay, cool.
You know what I mean?
Thank
so the country, whatever. And then sort of to help Los Angeles out a little bit, California is fourth. Just the state of California was 68. So the combination there.
Yeah.
But the combination still doesn't bring them up to the total of New York.
Right. What if we had it in San Fran?
But then Hollywood, 66. Now the total of California locations has more.
And really isn't California just one big place, right?
Yeah, it's true. Right. One, we don't need to go there. Paris, France, 52. Miami, 46. New Orleans, 43. And that's all I allowed on my screenshot so that I wouldn't take up any more silly time with that. So there you go.
Thank you for the little tidbits. That's
there are
cool
the most popular Route 66 identified locations in songs.
Even if they're not on Route 66.
Right. According to, again, a few sources that seem to match. So looks like that's it for all music.
And what was the last one? Cincinnati?
Wasn't it New Orleans?
Was there something in Ohio in those last two or three?
Miami and then New Orleans. Paris, Miami, New Orleans were the last.
Okay, how did I get Cleveland or Cincinnati?
It seems like because of Cleveland rocks.
I've heard that. Yeah. All right.
Okay, so we're
going to do Route
it.
66. You're going to start this one?
We are. I am.
Have you got multiple people in there with you?
Have I got what?
More multiple people in there with you this time?
We do. We do have them. We apes. Reed of Apes, the clan in my head.
Man, I feel so sorry for Jill.
Thanks for being out there, apes. You are apes. You're listening, so you are stained with the apes. Enjoy, dig in. Race of Apes, you should know a couple of towns in Bob Seger's song Sunspot Baby?
Not a thing.
Sunspot Baby, gonna catch up sometime.
Nope.
That song doesn't ring a bell?
Nothing. I am going to take a complete and absolute F.
I'll
take the 0.
100%
I'm not
certain.
even going up to the chalkboard.
That song is off of Night Moves.
Really?
I'm certain you know this song. She used my address and my name. Man, that was short, unkind. Sunspot
I know
Baby.
that. I know. Yes.
I looked in Miami.
Man. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I can't come up with any
I
cities.
looked in Miami. I looked in Negril. The closest I came was a hotel bill. I checked the Bahamas and they said she was gone. Those are the three: Miami, Negril, and Bahamas. She packed up her bags and she took off down the road. Said she was going to stay with her sister Flo. Anyway, the more enjoyable lyrics: she left me there standing with the bill she owed.
Okay, yeah, I remember that very specifically.
That was Bob Seger, Sunspot Baby, a great song off of a great album, Night Moves from 1976. And who do you think wrote that? Bob Seger.
Bob
Beat you
Seger.
to it. Too much thinking over there. Okay, that's mine.
I didn't have time. I'm sorry. You left me out in the cold
Oh,
there.
stop whining. Come on. Hit me with your best Route 66 shot.
All right. So how about you should know some of the cities in Tush by ZZ Top.
Oh. I'm going to have to let the whole song play through my head. Been up and down, taking around. I've been better than good. Dallas, Texas. See, I had to go through the whole
Yes,
first
I just
and
watched
second
it
verse.
happen. I was here.
Dallas, Texas, Hollywood.
And that's the entirety
And
of them.
that's probably it.
Yes. And essentially I did that just for that.
Right.
For watching you go, yeah.
I ran through it. Although my brain allowed me to fast forward. I think that's the first time my brain let me fast forward. Usually it plays the
You
song
just played it
at
you played
speed.
it at half speed, yeah.
Right.
Twice speed,
Right.
double speed.
I
That's
guess
the boys, Gibbons, Hill, Beard, all three of them.
Indeed it is.
Thank you. 1975 off of Fandango. What a great name for an album.
Yeah.
What a great album.
Yeah.
ZZ Top the band, 1975.
The ZZ Tops had some great albums. Okay, is it me? It's me.
I believe it's you.
You, Race of Apes, should know a town or two in the song Friend of the Devil by the Grateful Dead.
Well, a friend of the devil is a friend of mine. I know that.
Yes.
And I'm going to have to play the song. And
In your head. We'll just let it roll. We'll just let it go. We got a minute. I mean, we'll just do some editing.
No, I'm not. All I'm hearing is the chorus. I am 0 for 2.
Well, I am sorry to hear that, but it's kind of not surprising, I guess, because it is one of those songs that you sort of listen to and jam along with and maybe don't pay. There's a lot of lyrics in it in the first place, but maybe just jam along with, and maybe you're not in your right mind when you do.
Well, exactly.
So, because it's the Grateful Dead. So, Reno, Utah, Chino, and Cherokee. Got a wife in Chino, babe, and one in Cherokee.
Yep, I remember.
Those things. So, that was Friend of the Devil, written by Robert Hunter, Jerry Garcia, and John Dawson, 1970, off of American Beauty. And pretty cool song. I'm not a huge Grateful Dead fan. I know some Grateful Dead fans, and I know some Grateful Dead fans who are pretty aggressive. So I wouldn't say anything untoward about them, but that's one of the Grateful Dead songs that I really dig. Anyway.
All right, so I have what should be an easy one for you.
Yes.
What is the place referenced in Dr. Wu by Steely Dan?
Oh my gosh.
Only one. And I'll just keep talking to confuse you while you're going.
I'm not. I can hear the chorus. I can't. I'm not pulling it out.
It would be Biscayne Bay, where the Cuban gentlemen sleep all day.
Oh yeah. I would not have gotten that. I wouldn't have pulled. I can hear it now, as it turns out. So that's a flop for me.
And that would be obviously the boys from Steely Dan.
Yes.
Becker and Fagan, 1975, off of Katie Lied. And for a very long time, that song, the first 3 songs on that side of that album were my favorite songs. Like, I wanted to hear all 3 of them at once.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
just back to back, let them roll.
Exactly.
Right.
Black Friday, Dr. Wu, and whatever the third one was, I can't remember right now.
Oh, come on. That's like me failing that song.
That's nothing at all like you failing that song. I'm trying to remember the sequence of songs on an album that was made in 1975. Dude, it's 2024.
Well,
I'm an old fuck.
Yeah, you got a point there.
Yeah, if I wear a hat, nobody will see it.
Okay, how about if you know the single town named in the song House of Blue Lights, which is a great song.
Tutti Frutti was so nerdy, rocking to the east and west. Are we talking about the same song? The old rock and roll R&B classic? The Stones, Deep Purple did a version of it.
I don't know if that's the same one. The version of it I know the best is George Thorogood and Asleep at the Wheel.
Okay, so I'm thinking of a different song.
Okay.
No, okay. I'm out. I've struck out. I've struck out.
Do you know that song though? Does that ring a bell at all?
It's not ringing a bell.
It's a great. The George Thorogood performance of it is great. It's an old song. It's a 1955 song by Chuck Miller, which I don't know that version, so I don't know that it's good, bad, or indifferent. I assume that it's cool too. But the line is fryers, broilers, Detroit barbecued ribs. You get the.
And you know what? Detroit was the one city that I was like, I'm going to say Detroit.
Just throw Detroit out
like
there.
literally that was, but I didn't want to be
right.
Just doing that. So
yeah, 1955, Chuck Miller, House of Blue Lights.
And who are the two versions you said?
Again, the Asleep at the Wheel and the George Thorogood versions are really. Enjoyable, really enjoyable. Yeah. Like, go listen to them. Well, they'll be on here. I guess all three of them will be on the on the playlist.
On that playlist.
On the playlist.
That new and improved playlist.
Okay, what do you got for me?
Oh,
and I sorry, I almost forgot to mention this. There is a live version somewhere out there. I could not find it, but I used to hear it on radio, local radio, all the time of George Thorogood performing that song in St. Louis, and he mentions Wentzville. Because he's Chuck Berry,
Chuck Berry fan.
All that stuff. Right?
He's actually got a song. George Thorogood has a song called "Going Back to Wentzville."
Oh yeah,
it's either a cover of a Chuck Berry song or a homage,
written in right,
or an homage to Chuck Berry. I don't know which, but I know that that's a thing.
Yeah. So,
and by the way, Wentzville, for those of you that are not familiar with the geography of the state of Missouri. It's called the Crossroads of the Nation. So it's where Highway 40 and Highway 70 cross. It also happens to be if I'm not mistaken, I don't know about birthplace, but the longtime home of Chuck Berry.
Right.
And is revered in rock and roll for that only for that reason. It's also the site of a small Civil War battle. There was some stuff that happened here historically years ago, but
and it's also the site of Race's Oasis. And the You Should Know This Song podcast.
It's the Mixtape Studio.
The Mixtape Studio is
right here in
Oasis.
Wentzville.
That's true. That's true. I forgot about that part. The Mixtapes Outdoors Natural Environment Studio. Okay, enough of that. What do you got for me?
All right, so I got a feeling that I may have given you this one before, but it's just too good to not share because I want the song in the playlist. How about that? Can you name the locations in the song "Sitting on the Dock of the Bay"?
Oh, left my home in Georgia.
Very good. There's one.
Headed for the Frisco Bay.
That would be all of them.
That's both? I thought there was another one in there, but yeah.
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I got it.
You got it. So
at first, I didn't think I was going to hear it in my head.
You're doing better than I do.
I was like,
I have been absolutely terrible this particular one.
Very nice. Very cool.
And I'm going to say that's probably my last challenge in this particular guy.
I have one left.
Well, we can do that one. That was Dock of the Bay was the album, 1968. Written by Otis Redding and Steve Cropper.
I don't know the name Steve Cropper.
You do know the name Steve Cropper because he's one of the Blues Brothers and one of those guys that shows up all over the place.
One of those
in early R&B.
Yeah.
Very, very well-known musician. Very well-traveled.
Right.
Like essentially anybody that works in rock and roll, if you said who Steve Cropper was, if you said Steve Cropper, they'll know who you're talking about.
Threads through all the.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, you're surprised to hear him playing on this and that and the other thing.
Yeah, him and Otis Redding wrote that one.
Nice. Very nice.
There you go.
Good to know.
And there you are. There
my finality here with the Route 66 theme Funkination is there's a song called Back to My Music by a band called Good Rats.
Okay.
Does any of that ring a bell?
No, so go ahead and make me 0 for 4.
Well, this one I have to say I didn't think probably you would know. But this song popped into my head a few days ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to play that song. Like, I forgot about this band altogether. And the song is from 1974, off of the Good Rats album, Tasty. And the reason this song popped into my head is because of another song by this band called Injun Joe, which may ring a bell. Hey, Injun Joe, what you know? You heard that song? Went to the city to organize. Used to love that song. Haven't thought about that song in a very long time. It got a lot of radio airplay. Well, this song got a lot of radio airplay too, by the same band, and another song, and I think they were all off of that album. Anyway, they mentioned Jackson City, Santa Fe, Nevada, and New York and LA in the song. It's a super cool song. And they are a really, really good band. Like, they had just a bunch of really good songs, like remarkably good songs, worth going to seek out and listen to.
Yes, sir.
And I started digging around, and, you know, again, 74, I wasn't that old, you know, 12 years old, 13 years old. So I wasn't getting into what the bands were about. But looking up this reference, I saw that at the time or shortly after, this band was rated by Rolling Stone as one of, or the, like, the statement was like something to the effect of they might be the most sadly overlooked important rock band. You know what I mean?
Sure.
For the era or something.
Right.
And I was like, that is cool, because when I listened to, like, the song Injun Joe, when I listened to this song, Back to My Music and whatever, the music is great, the song is great, the arrangement's great, the lyrics are great, and the lead singer's voice, like, he could have been one of the guys in rock and roll who you're like, that's the voice of rock and roll.
Right.
He is an amazing singer.
So are any of the members of the band anybody we would know? Or
I did not have time to further investigate into the band because I was crushed to do it to get ready for this, but I do want to go investigate and see what happened to the rest of the band after they...
That's homework for next time.
Yeah, and a good, I hope it's a good, hey, go out there and check that out to all the listeners, because, man, they were a cool band.
Well, they'll get a chance to hear a couple of songs, because we've mentioned a couple of them, right?
Yes, they will.
Yeah, on the ever-popular playlist.
Yes, on the finest curated
playlist available in the world.
In the world. We're going to keep building on that.
How about curated by apes, the finest one curated by apes in the world?
The finest apes curated playlist available in the world. Okay, that, I think, is it for...
That's the end of Route 66.
Route 66. Not to be root, but it's over. Oh, wait. Not to beer root, but it's... See, I'm twisting the whole thing up. I just need to stop.
You really just can't stop. So I think we should just shut you up and move on to Your Mother Should Know.
Your Mother Should Know.
Your Mother Should Know.
Is coming up right now. And
after these messages from Mixed Apes.
Mixed Apes and their new playlist. I think...
We are, by the way, who are we?
We're Mixed Apes.
And who are they?
Hey, you guys are Mixed Apes too. We're surrounded by Mixed Apes.
And where do we live?
We live in Race's Oasis in the Mixed Apes Studios in beautiful downtown Wentzville.
And you can get there by going to
www.mixtapes. I feel like you're pulling a string on me like a doll when your sister's doll.
www.youshouldknowthissong.com.
I want to sing the .com part. Why is that?
.com.
.com. Okay, you start with Your Mother Should Know.
Your Mother Should Know. Yeah, just throw it right at me so that I have no idea what's happening, and I'm not prepared.
I see you over there unprepared, so this is it. You're nailed.
My mother would be very upset with me for not being on top of my game. This is delivered visually, right?
It is, if you like.
Sure.
I'm up for anything. I remember the old days when we tried not to deliver them visually, and it was just
horrible,
miserable.
Holy moly!
Now everything.
Sorry, my mouse is acting stupid.
It's your mouse. You're monkeying around over there. You're apesing around over there.
You know, I often think about saying something like apesing around or monkeying. I always want to use the monkeying reference, and I feel like monkeys and apes aren't the same thing, so it's always wrong.
Yeah, it's something you should upgrade from.
Yeah.
You're primating around over there.
Yes, there you go. So, here's your clue, sir.
My lyric
Your mother should
challenge
know.
is, "'Cause you know that I mean what I say." That is a little generic, so I'm going to ask for a second, "'cause you know that I mean what I say."
Oh, that happened ugly.
So don't go and never take me the wrong way. You know you can't go on getting your own way, because if you do, Dave Mason, only you know and I know. And
Go for the trifecta.
I can't tell you the album. Maybe it's from 1973.
No, you blew it. You only knew the song and the songwriter and the song and the artist. Actually, it's from 1970.
Oh, not too bad for me. I'm usually 10 solid years off. That was not
on
too
the
bad.
album Alone Together. Also was a hit for Delaney and Bonnie Bramlett.
Oh, I didn't remember that, but now I do. Yeah. That's a cool little memory, so that'll be on the playlist.
Yes, sir.
I'll try to stop referencing it, but it's cool to think about. All right, thanks for that. That's a good song in your head trigger.
Yeah,
because that's a really cool song.
And I know that you, in particular, are a big Dave Mason
I like Dave
fan.
Mason a lot. That's a very cool song.
And
so
when I say
thanks for
big,
that.
I don't mean that you're large.
Well, I do have largesse.
Oh, well played.
Oh.
I just mean that you are you really and truly enjoy Dave
Okay,
Mason.
this is a your
He
mother
just
should
shut me up. Did
know
you see that? He just cut me off right
that
there.
you
He
should
got
get
tired of hearing me.
also as kind of I wrestled over this being a starting line. So I'm really, really confident that you're going to get this. Are you ready? Here's your lyric.
I'm ready.
You should
Let's
know
go.
this song.
So you think your schooling is funny?
Oh, he's got it. It's coming. I can see it. Stop making.
No. Do we have a second?
I find it hard not to agree. You know it, don't you?
Dude, what is it?
It's just not coming to the front of your head.
That's so common.
So you think your schooling is funny?
Right. You're bloody well right.
There you go.
See,
there you
but
go.
that's not. I mean,
That's not how we're supposed to do it. But that was. I wanted you to
appreciate
get
you
that.
helping me out, but like, that's kind of like I didn't get that one.
I know you didn't, but I sometimes I can't resist just being some sort of amplifier or something and getting it out of my head a little bit too.
And who's in the family tree?
So bloody well right. Supertramp, 1974. Crime of the Century is the album.
And what a great album!
Oh my gosh, just blow me down or something. I don't know what that means. Richard Davies and Roger Hodgson wrote that, and again, what a great album, and what a great band and all that stuff. Okay.
I've heard of them. They're really
Everybody
good. Actually,
should
Donna saw them like 5 times when she was a young person.
Donna, you bother me.
I'm telling you, we've talked about it before. Her little ticket stub thing, her little connection, collection.
She should have a book or
It's
something.
so cool. Like, she was going and seeing like every major band for $7 in 1974 and 5 and 6.
Going to
and
2
7.
concerts a weekend.
Yeah,
that kind of
I mean,
thing.
and we're talking like Supertramp and Styx and
Tull
the Stones
and
and
Stones,
Tull
right.
and I mean,
Yeah.
she saw all these
Zeppelin
bands.
and Rush and all that. Yeah.
I mean, and we're not the ones that you've said are bands that she went and saw.
Right, we're not
It's just so
exaggerating.
amazing.
And multiple times.
Okay, well, your mother should know this song.
Okay, my lyric challenge is, honey, you do me wrong, but still I'm crazy about you. Honey, you do me wrong. I do know this lyric, still I'm crazy about you. Hit me with more, hit me with more.
You know, I always want to say rhythm stick when you say hit me.
Hit me with your rhythm stick. Stay away too long and I can't do without you. Honey, you do me wrong, but I'm still crazy about you. Stay away too long and I can't do without you. My brain is just scrambling right now. Honey, you do me wrong, but still I'm crazy about you. Stay away too long and I can't do without you. It's not coming. I know this song.
Okay,
I know
so
this song.
the song, and your mother really should know and probably did, is Ain't That Peculiar by Marvin Gaye.
Oh, yeah. Damn. Yeah, should have known that.
Yeah. I
Should have got that.
kind of figured. Written by Peter Moore, William Smokey Robinson,
Yeah.
Bobby Rogers, and Marv Turplin, 1965, for Tamla Records, produced by Smokey Robinson.
I love. Why,
And I
why do
didn't
I
know
love
that.
fact?
Huh?
Why do I love that fact?
Well, he's Smokey. But Dad, it's
But
Smokey.
Dad, it's Smokey.
I don't know what that's from, but it's in my head and
It's
always has been.
it's a commercial. It was a TV commercial from the 70s.
But what I'm saying, I don't know what they were advertising.
The I think it was like a greatest hits, like a KTEL or something,
maybe
record greatest hits thing. And Dad came in and was like, turn that down or something.
But Dad
is Smokey. Okay, my turn?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, shut up and sit down because you're about to just
I can't shut up and sit down at the same time. One or the other.
Right, and maybe not either, actually. Okay, your
mother
and thereby you should know this song.
Don't come hanging around my door, cause I don't want to see your face no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Guess Who, American Woman.
Right.
Eric.
Ooh, close. Not Eric.
Okay.
Were you gonna say Eric Idle? So you started to say Eric, but
I was trying to think of Gary, the lead singer and largely songwriter for the Guess Who.
Oh, yeah. You're not.
I'm not even there.
You're not even there.
What is it?
He's got a weird first name. Burton.
Burton Cummings. Yes.
Burton Cummings.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah. So a lot of people know it better from the Lenny Kravitz version.
Yeah.
But the Guess Who version was highly successful also.
Yeah. Well, in the Guess Who version, we've had this conversation slightly before about me being an American.
Yeah.
And those songs by bands that are outside of the States.
Casting aspersions on the States. Right.
And then selling those records to and taking the money from
the States,
people in the States.
the listeners.
But that's just literally an old white guy thing that pops into my head, and I have to smack it down.
Sure.
It's like, okay, you're not your dad, you're not your grandfather,
it's
don't be an ass.
all in the scope of artistry and making your money off.
Okay,
of it.
so
that was American Woman by the Guess Who from 1970, off of the American Woman album, written by Burton Cummings, Gary Peterson, Randy Bachman, and MJ Cale. So stick that in your pipe and do whatever you want with it. Blow bubbles, I don't care.
I got one for here. Your mother should know this song.
My turn is It Ain't Nothing But a Heartbreaker. War. Huh.
Very good.
Good God, y'all.
Huh.
What is it good for?
Absolutely. Give it to me.
Give it to me. Say it again.
Okay.
That was War by...
Hold on. By, you mean written by or the artist or...
Written by. Who wrote it?
It was written by Norman Whitfield and Barrett Strong, who are a very well-known Detroit songwriting team, right?
I did not know this.
Who was the act?
My mind is going to War.
Nope.
I should know this.
You should.
I do know this.
It's Edwin Starr.
Edwin Starr. I know that. That is one of those trivia questions that every single time trips me up. Every single time.
Well, quit doing trivia.
I can never remember Edwin. Well, then I quit this show.
Oh, that's true. Okay, don't quit. Please don't quit.
That's it. I quit because I'm not supposed to do trivia anymore. A doctor's note. I got a doctor's note about it. Okay, well, thank you for that. What year was that?
That was I lost my place. Hold on.
1969, 68. 70.
The album was War and Peace.
That is two
now, here's the thing. The Temps wanted to record that.
Really?
And Berry Gordy said, no, it's too controversial.
Right.
And then they came out and did Cloud 9 and the other 2 or 3 songs that were very much in that same vein.
Yeah.
A little bit later, and Berry Gordy was wrong, but good for Edwin Starr, right? I mean,
yeah, good for Edwin Starr. Absolutely. And the rest of us. It's a great version of a great song. Okay.
You can't help but get pissed at warmongers.
Oh, no kidding.
They're just sitting around in a group over there. Hey, you warmongers, keep it down.
Knock it off. Okay, you should know this song. It's my turn, and I'm going. Whether you're ready or not, you should know this song. And I'm sorry.
If I leave here tomorrow, would you still remember me?
Yes. Yeah, your mother should know it. She does know it. She probably knows it too well. She's heard it so much, she knows every word of the song, and she could repeat it. What's the name of the song?
I don't know. That's while you're talking, I'm sitting here running through the lyrics.
Oh.
It's Skinner.
Yeah. Just think of the lead up to the long guitar solo that competes with, that's the reason that it competes with Stairway to Heaven and all that stuff as a...
So it's Freebird.
Yeah. It's the Freebirds.
Yeah,
from the Leonard Skinnards.
That may be that I've just actually blocked that one.
From the Leonard Skinnards. Yeah, I don't want to, badmouth the song too much.
Oh, no. I mean, it's really a great song. It's just because we've heard it so many times.
Yeah.
It really is a great song. And that live performance is amazing on the first 250 listens.
Right. I was never a big fan of the song. I mean, I really never, got into the song a lot.
It's one of those people shout out all the time.
The keyboard, the sort of churchy keyboard, not like Hammond B3 jazz blues keyboard, but that it turned me off from the start. Like I could never get my mind around.
And what's really funny about that is I think the best part of the song is the piano throughout the rest of the song.
Yeah, I do like the straight piano sound.
Yeah.
Through most of the rest of it. Yeah.
I don't know this for sure, but I'm betting that they were both played by the same guy.
Probably by the pianist.
Well, it could have been him.
Probably by the piano player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't shoot him.
Or the keyboardist. That was 1973 off the album Pronounced, written by Ronnie Van Zant and Alan Collins, and I'm done with that round, and it's your turn.
So that was your last one?
No, I'm just done with
round.
that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Excuse me for...
That shot, that play.
And your mother should know this song.
My mother should know, and therefore I should know, because I am product of my mother. Lonely Nights That Come, Memories That Flow.
And I will say
I do know this song.
That this song is not, it's not the first time that, it's
been
probably
brought
not
up.
the third time I've referenced this song.
Lonely Nights That Come. Hit me with another line, Memories That Flow. Bringing you back again, hurting me more and more.
I'm going to keep using this song until it just comes.
Is it Hurting Me Mo and Mo?
No.
Is it a Smithereen song?
No.
I keep tripping over those.
Smithereen songs?
I know this song. I'm not getting it. It's not coming. I know this song.
Okay. Holland Dozier Holland and Sylvia Moy are the songwriters. The band is the Isley Brothers. It's This Old Heart of Mine.
Mm-hmm. This Old Heart of Mine. Yeah.
Oh yeah. One of my I kind of dig the Rod Stewart version.
Yeah.
But there are very few songs in the entirety of the world that I enjoy listening to as much as I enjoy listening to this song.
Well, and no short to Mod Rod, but he did a very similar. I mean, it's a little poppy, jingly isn't the right word sounding.
Right.
But it's largely that song.
And I want to say he even had. We need to follow up on this, but I want to say he even had one or some of the Isleys
on
that
track.
particular track.
Yeah.
I'm almost certain of that, but you know me and how stupid I am.
So I appreciate the Isleys version a little better. It is more gritty, Motown-y.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, it's not like Rod didn't do a bunch of R&B and
I know.
and did a nice job of all of it.
I know, but that was a little shinier than I wanted it to be. I think.
Again, just one of my, and I don't know that I ever spoke about this song with my mom, but it makes me think of her when I hear it.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know that I ever remember her enjoying it. It just kind of
it
puts me in the mom mode. You know what I mean?
Right.
So anyway, that was you got all the credits, all the specs on that, right? Did I give you everything?
Yes, I believe you did.
Did I give you the year? 1966.
66. I'm going to hit you with this. That your mother should know. And I really hope this goes over.
Anyone can see the road that they walked on was paved with gold.
Oh, I really was
Why
thinking
do
that
I know
would
this?
trigger you.
Do you have a second line?
I do. And now you have a second line.
It's always summer and they never get cold. That's what I thought it was. This is The Way.
It is. Yes, it is.
By something having to do with baseball.
Very good. It's very close to the word baseball. Fastball.
Yeah. Well, fastball is a baseball pitch, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It is.
I thought that was, here's the thing. I actually thought that's what it was. And I was like, well, this isn't I Know Your Mother Should Know.
Yeah.
And I'm not bitching, but
No.
that's why I didn't go there. That's why I stopped and went like, wait, is this not that?
I put it on there because it's a ubiquitous. Like the song got airplay all over the place and for a very long time. Like it was everywhere, all kinds of crossover play and all that stuff.
Yes.
So I thought your mother, it's not old,
right?
But even your elderly mother probably knew this song.
Right, understood. She heard it somewhere.
Yeah. So that's Fastball, written by Tony Scalzo from 1998. All the Pain Money Can Buy is the other reason I wanted to put that on there, because that's the name of the album. All the Pain Money Can Buy.
Do you complete left turn here?
Yeah.
Someone was asked back when Patricia Hearst was involved in the Symbionese Liberation Army thing back 173 years ago when we were both much younger.
Yes.
If they thought that Patricia Hearst, someone in the media was asked, do you think Patricia Hearst will get justice? And the response was, she'll get all the justice money can buy. Sorry for that. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But
it's right. I hear how it ricocheted off the name of the album.
Absolutely. Okay, I got one more for you in this segment.
Okay, go.
And this comes from the Wayback Machine.
All right.
And your mother definitely knows this song.
Oh, yeah. The lyric challenge for me is, let me tell you about a place somewhere up New York way. Twistin The Night Away.
Yes, absolutely.
Where the people are so gay. Twistin the night away. Yeah.
You gotta just,
It's actually a really good song.
It's a really great song.
Yeah.
And Sam Cooke has one of those 6 or 7 voices.
Oh, well, that's
I'm not saying like he's better than or worse than or any of that, but one of those 6 or 7 voices that just is so recognizable, fits his music. Right. He uses it to his advantage so well.
Tonality, the quality of his voice,
love me some fucking Sammy Cooke.
Yeah.
So anyway, the particulars on that song.
Oh, now the Rod Stewart version of that just flooded in over the Sam Cooke version. I got to get back over.
Of this song, because Rod Stewart does this as well.
Yeah.
Songwriter Sam Cooke, 1962. The album, oddly enough, called Twistin The Night Away.
Yeah.
And by the way, we
talked
ad infinitum, ad nauseum, frankly, about the Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
Okay. If you took a look at the credits for this, it's all Wrecking Crew.
Right.
Arrangements, writing. I mean, not writing because that's Sam Cooke.
Right.
Arrangements, artists, all of it. It's 100% Wrecking Crew.
Right. It's not his voice, and he did the lyrics.
Right.
But the rest of it, they made into the song that it is.
And that's why it is that song that it is.
Right.
And probably all of the lean up, lean back, Watusi, all of the naming of the songs and so forth. That's got to be, and I'm surmising this.
Right.
That's got to be the Wrecking Crew.
Putting it out there for correction. But
yes.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing that you're familiar with them
having done all over the place.
Added to so many songs.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Okay. So that was your last one?
My last one. I can't say your last one because you get to pick.
You started, so I'm going to finish up.
Will you stop touching me?
What was the kid's name?
Russell.
Was it Russell?
Will you stop touching me as a Bill Cosby
It is,
line,
I know.
And his brother is Russell.
The kid in the and they're in the airplane and oh my gosh. Anyway, it's not. That's all going to be.
You should see his brain.
Yeah, just frying. Okay, you should know this song.
So I've come here to give you a hand and lead you into the promised land.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on and take
a free ride. This is the elder Winter brother, Edgar.
Yes.
With both Ricky Derringer and Ronnie Montrose
playing in
that band. Yes. I don't know that they were both either on that song. I would bet that guitar bit is Rick Derringer because it sounds like his.
Yeah.
That sounds very much like Rick Derringer to me. Although, again, I don't know, right?
But it's something that people out there can
let us know what they know about it. Shout it out. Give us a call. Send it on the fax line. Whatever you got.
Right. Paper airplane it. The whole thing.
We want to know. If you know and I don't, tell me so I know. And I'll forget, and you can tell me again.
That was from 1972 on the album They Only Come Out at Night. Cool album cover with Mr. Winter with a sort of a big diamond necklace on.
Yes.
Shirtless. Hair blowing, profile of his face, whatever. Black background.
Absolutely.
Brightly lit. Very cool. Looking like an albino werewolfy person.
Yes.
I think probably to relate to that. I'm surmising. And that song written by Dan Hartman.
No shit.
Yeah. Which blew me away. And I've seen this reference before because I put this song in my challenge list a long time ago, and I'm just getting around to it. But I don't have the notes from what I researched at the time, but it's that Dan Hartman, and he is behind some stuff.
Oh, Dan Hartman is a real name in songwriting.
He's got a lot
of songs.
Although
this doesn't sound like much of the stuff that he's known for.
But, I mean, if you think...
Isn't he more along the lines of Mr. Bojangles? Isn't that also him? I'm almost certain that's also him.
I don't know that to
look.
be the case.
Oh, shit.
Take a little break here.
I gotta look.
Take a little interruption. While we're here, I'll just get right on his sort of list of songs on Google while Race is looking up that.
No, I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
So more recently,
I like that word better.
This song always comes to me as being more current than it is, and it doesn't really have anything to do with anything, but it is I Can Dream About You, which was a huge radio hit for him. It was all over the place. But Free Ride is in his list of songs off of his album Relight My Fire.
And he's also, he was a member of that group, and I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
I've got the wrong Dan Hartman.
And there's a lot of, there are a lot of Dan Hartman songs to his credit, and they weave around a little bit. So, maybe two different Dan Hartmans?
I'm just wrong.
Yeah, okay.
Here's something I want to toss out, because while you were talking, I brought up his wiki page. Co-wrote and produced "Living in America" by James Brown.
Yeah,
that's fucking weird, man.
That's what I was looking at, and I was freaked out by, because I didn't know when I was listening to "I Can Dream About You" and stuff like that in the '80s. He was a big '80s star. I didn't have any idea he was behind Free Ride or any of that other stuff. I mean, that's a reach back. He must have been a kid.
Yeah, well, he was born in 1950.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he had time
to be
having an influence in the 70s and the 80s for sure.
Yeah, and apparently he was in a band called The Legends with his older brother that he did not want to be in initially because The Legends, this 1964, were more of a Beatles sounding thing, and he was a Motown guy.
Right. So pretty cool read and a pretty cool wiki search there, if anybody cares to chase down Dan Hartman's
if you want to know what's going on with your Pennsylvania musicians, Dan Hartman is the guy.
At least some of the reason that I put that in red highlight when I wrote his name in, or typed his name in as the songwriter.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff there.
And that wraps it around, that brings a screeching halt to...
Can you make it any more?
That's the end of Your Mother Should Know.
It's not the end of My Mother, but it's the end of My Mother Should Know.
And we should probably flip it on along, if I'm not mistaken, to Starting Lines.
I believe that's the next segment, but I did want to take a moment to say that we are Mixtapes.
We are.
This is You Should Know This Song
at www.youshouldknowthissong.com.
And you can find our amazing, tasty new playlists.
Tasty, I like it.
At youtube.com/@mixedapes with a Z.
Cooked up just for you.
Yep. So, I'm going to jump right ahead since you're screwing around. And do
have at it, you bozo.
What's the starting lines? Is that what we're doing?
Starting lines.
Oh, your mother should know that.
These should be easy triggers from the very first lyrics of any song, precluding lyrics that are the name
title
of the song.
Yes, we have discussed that. By the way, that's a recent conversation we had where we were kind of avoiding songs where the opening words were the name of the song.
Right.
We're not going to avoid them anymore. We're just going to skip to the actual words that are not the title.
The next words that are not the name of the
So,
song.
I believe that you would know this starting line.
And the lyric clue is "I'm in the dark."
No, I think it shouldn't be "I'm in the dark." It should be "in the dark."
Oh. Can I sing this?
Yeah.
Like, do my impersonation? It's cartoonish.
If you want.
In the dark, I'd like to read his mind.
Okay, that was cartoonish, all right. So that
was Amy Mann, who I'm really a big fan of.
I know you are. But that was her singing.
That was her singing. The song is Hush Hush. Isn't the name of it Hush Hush?
Voices Carry.
Voices Carry. Voices Carry, sorry.
The band?
Yes, I knew that. And the band is right on the tip of my tongue, and I'm not going to get it. We don't have enough time to screw around like that.
Till Tuesday.
Till Tuesday.
The year?
On it. Oh my gosh.
Pull it out of your ass.
82.
85. But you were younger then. You're usually older then.
Yes, that's true.
So
that's true.
I guess what that means is Price is Right rules. You were right.
I was right.
My kids, by the way, used to do that all the time. All the time when they would have conversations going back and forth, and somebody would ask a question like that, they'd be like, Price is Right rules.
Price is Right
like
rules.
They shouted that out regularly. I must have heard it 1,000 times. So that was kind of was almost not produced as intended, because originally it was a song about a woman singing about a woman.
Really?
Which changes the whole dynamic of the song. Remember, this is 1985.
Yeah, it has squarely.
So, gay culture
wasn't as comfortable to be out there.
Right, exactly.
Right, it wasn't.
So that the video originally was supposed to be a woman shushing a woman.
Right.
So no one knew, quote unquote.
Right.
And
about
the video people and the record people said, "Yeah, we're not going to do that.
Let's just put a little twist on it. It'll be fine."
Yeah.
Right.
So it hit number 8 on the Billboard Top 100, and the video won the best video for a new artist.
Right.
That year, for in whatever that followed that year, and I don't know what they call them then, but now wasn't that? Or I don't know what they call them now.
MTV Video Music Awards.
Yeah, but what was the actual name of the award?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Empties? Maybe they're called Empties.
I doubt that. I really dig this song, and I really like Amy Mann's voice. She's got a great voice.
Well, I dig the song, and I like her voice, and I don't have actual notes on this, but I do want to follow up with that album has a lot of good songs on it, and she kind of got... I think this is just my take. She got a little pigeonholed, and she got one-hit wondered on that song. But she went on to do a lot of stuff in music. She did have a pretty sustained career after that.
As Amy Mann.
Not
as till, because I think there might have only been, and again, correct me if I'm wrong,
a little bit more.
I believe there were only 2 albums by Till
Tuesday. But she went on and made some really...
Hold on. I believe there were only 2 albums by Till Tuesday with Amy Mann singing.
With Amy Mann singing.
Yes.
We don't know what may have happened to Till Tuesday after that.
But
she went on to have a fairly long career, maybe still, I don't know. But I did keep track of her next couple solo projects somewhat, and man, she was making some really good music.
Yeah.
Like, it should have been on the radio.
Yeah.
It was like
I think
she
there
got...
were a couple, but she didn't really...
Right, they didn't really get the traction that it seemed like they should.
Video chick.
Exactly,
kind of
like she got that kind of
By the way, fuck those guys
shrug,
that said
that. And I was always a little bummed out about that because I thought she was making some stuff that should have been heard. Anyway,
I believe it's your turn.
Hey, thanks for that. And now you can thank me for this.
Thanks, Reed.
You should know this starting line, you big ape.
And if it's bad, don't let it get you down.
Oh.
Give me the next line. I know this song.
You can make it.
Yeah. If you try? No.
If it's bad, don't let it get you down. You can make it. And if
that's the Beatles.
No. And if it hurts, don't let them see the pain. You can take it.
I'm here.
Now, I'm doing that off the top of my head. I don't know that that's the very next line. Although it rhymes. Oh, yeah, you know this song. You're stuck.
Yeah, I'm stuck. I know this.
I know. I wanted that one to zing into your head so you can enjoy it. Hold your head up.
Oh, by
Argent.
By Rod Argent.
Yeah, by Rod Argent. But yeah, the band.
By the way, Rod Argent, tossing it out there, not trying to blow off the fact that I missed that one. But Rod Argent, lots of great stuff. Pre-Argent, post-Argent.
Yeah.
He was a seminal member of a couple different bands, important bands. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead and give me your...
1972, All Together Now, the album written by Rod Argent and Chris White. The song, Hold Your Head Up. Such a great tune. Such a great tune. And a little side note, it is an interesting wiki page to read. Rick Wakeman
Is he the keyboard player on
known
that?
of yes, no. Known of yes, and greatness on his own, and whatever huge rock history presence he is. Called that Hammond B3 solo the greatest organ solo ever.
I was about to say, there's your Hammond B3.
Right.
It is, and the thing is that what everyone else can't see, other than you, is while you were talking, I am now rocking out to the song in my head.
Don't. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if it hurts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, I am a little. I'm not to shame you. I'm disappointed you didn't get that one because I was anticipating you being like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
and I don't know why.
And then after you finally got it, you're sitting over there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That is
physically,
a great
uncontrollably jamming to it, which is
a great fucking song. Literally a great song. And the keyboard solo is amazing. His vocals are really rocking on that.
I love that song.
Yeah, now the keyboard solo is playing in my head too.
Yeah, and again, to just touch on it again, take a minute to go check out what Rod Argent did. Where the thread he is through the whole tapestry. Oh my God, I can't believe I used that word. Like he did some cool stuff. He had his hands in a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah,
he made a lot of good music. Anyway, my turn.
All right, so you definitely know the song from these starting lines.
Okay, hit me, and it's she goes for a medical. She goes for a medical.
The next one?
Yes, I do. She's passed. It's a miracle. Why don't I know this?
You do. It's one of your favorite bands.
She goes for a medical.
She goes for a medical.
Oh, I'm not getting the phrasing. What is that song?
She's passed. It's a miracle. Yep.
What is that song? I'm not getting it. My brain is stuck. I'm frozen.
It's And You Get Your Gun by Squeeze.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And that's why I gave it to you, because it's Squeeze.
Now I can hear the voice and I can hear the whole thing.
It looks like that wasn't...
You formally ruined it because your voice was interfering.
Oh, there you go.
Thanks for trying to help.
I don't
but you
doubt
know what?
that. My voice interferes all the time. And for anyone who doesn't know, I actually used to be able to sing. Years of being a smoker and a drinker and talking way too loud.
See,
kids? I have no sense of tone. Like, what I hear in my head is not what's coming out of my mouth anymore.
See, kids? Live a clean life, and it'll be way better.
Or don't have a good time. Your call.
It'll be way better when you're sitting in the backyard doing
written
a podcast.
by different than Tilbrook, as all of the Squeeze, most of the Squeeze was.
Oh, now I have that song in my head.
1982. And it was a... I don't see it was ever really on an album. It was released as a single, and it was on several different compilations. And there are 6 different Squeeze compilations,
or more. I'm sure.
Just stuff that's just theirs. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, yes.
But so it doesn't look like it was ever on an album. I really thought you'd get that one.
Yeah,
dude.
I get a kick out of it. I'm glad it's in my head now. But man, I am disappointed in myself. I haven't listened to that track a lot, but it is a great song.
Oh yeah. It was on whatever first Squeeze compilation I bought was.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was. I can see the album cover, but I don't remember what it's called.
Right.
And I say album cover because it was vinyl, kids.
Right. It was an album.
Yes.
Okay, I'm up. I'm swinging for the fences. So you should know this first lyric line of this song, starting line. Go.
I was dreaming when I wrote this, so sue me if I go too fast. This is Prince, and that's just too easy.
Yeah, it is too easy, but it popped into my head, and I was like, I'm throwing it in there.
1999, baby.
I want the song to pop into people's heads right now.
And when was that released, by the way?
Yeah, 1982.
Yeah.
Yeah, get your mind around that shit. Yuck, as they say. Okay, that was Mr. Prince, Prince Rogers Nelson, Prince. 1982. Yeah, he wrote it, obviously. Off of the album 1999. And let that swirl around in your head for a minute, because that's what I wanted to do. I knew it was too easy, but I was like, okay.
Well, and the cool thing is it's in the playlist now.
It is.
We have some Prince in the playlist. Mrs. Bone will be very happy.
Okay, go.
All right.
Hit me.
You should know this starting line.
sitting, thinking, sinking, drinking.
Again, this was selected because of your love of these kind of lyrics.
Hold on, I'm trying to get the phrasing right because I know this. Hit me with another line.
And you had the phrasing right for the first.
Yeah, I can just about
sinking,
drinking. Oh my gosh, come on, brain.
Line?
Wondering what I'd do when I'm through tonight. Sitting. I can't. I know it. I know this song.
It's something that I stumbled across a couple of weeks ago, rather a couple of months ago, and it's "The Spider and the Fly" by the Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones.
From 1965, very early, very bluesy.
Yeah.
Sitting, thinking, sinking, drinking. Wonder what I'll do when I'm through tonight.
Is that an original or a cover?
It actually is an original, and I thought it was a cover because it sounds like a blues standard.
It sounds like a cover, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a single in the UK on the B side of I Can't Get No Satisfaction, which is probably why it charted so well for them.
Yeah.
And then here it was released on Out of Our Heads, which is the name of the album as it was released in the United States.
Right, right.
And the other note I have is damn good harp solo by Jagger.
Oh.
And that's kind of something that
That's a surprising thing for...
That's something that I'm often surprised by when you hear singers that are, they're singers.
Right.
And then they turn out to be like Ozzy.
Uh-huh.
He's an exceptional harmonica player.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
We've talked about it on an episode.
Is there... We did? Maybe when we were talking about John
Wizard,
Popper and...
It was the Wizard. And I said that I was amazed by how good the solo was and I had seen a video and what a great live performer he was, how he engaged the audience. I never saw them live. Anyway, all that's wonderful, but what the hell?
Yeah, I would like to see Ozzy play the harmonica. That's fascinating.
But anyway, that was that song, and it was one that when I heard it was cool, and then when I got the notes, it's like, oh, this is more fun.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Well, thanks for that, and I'm sorry I didn't come up with it. But I am fascinated to know. I'm going to go look around and see what other covers there are out there because I swear I know that song also from somebody else. But I'm not going to waste time with that right now.
Because you've got a clue to drop.
I've got a clue to drop. And I got to say, I'm going to put the pressure on this one. I'm really excited about this clue. And I just will not be able to understand it if you don't get this right off.
Hey, thanks for this. Vote of confidence there.
You should know this starting line.
You've never been near a university?
No, I haven't. And I also...
And something about a learning degree.
I never took a paper or a learning degree.
A paper or a learning degree.
Yeah.
It may be something that your friends talk about, but it's nothing that I care about.
Right.
It's Mayor of Simpleton by, hold on, XTC.
That's right.
And what's his name, the young man that sings for them?
Sir. Think of the 70s show about the traveling musical family.
What now?
Think of the 70s show about the traveling musical family.
Partridge? Andy Partridge?
Andy Partridge. There you go.
Did I read a thing about... and I'm completely... This may be three different things coming through in my head together.
Yeah.
But I seem to remember that Todd Rundgren, who's a well-known and very effective producer, produced some stuff for XTC, and that he and Andy Partridge fought constantly. And I believe maybe even never finished the sessions for the particular project.
Really?
And again...
I want to say I remember hearing something about the Todd Rundgren producing part, and I'm aware of Andy Partridge having conflicts with...
Right. I'm almost certain that I think I probably heard it via a Todd Rundgren interview.
Yeah, yeah.
So take it with a grain of salt. He's been known to be a little spicy as well.
Yes.
So that doesn't mean that we're blaming whomever. It also
it's just a point of interest.
It also doesn't mean that that I'm right. But I seem to think
that you're accurate. Right, right. That you're accurate. That was from 1989 off of Oranges and Lemons.
And by the way, I just want to make clear that while I may not always be accurate, I am always right.
Yeah, well, right. That's why I parsed that with the word
good.
accurate because, you know,
I
I don't want to get on.
We're clear.
I don't want to get on your bad side. Andy Partridge wrote that, by the way. Mayor of Simpleton, fantastic song.
Oh, that's a great song, and that's the era of XTC.
Yes.
That I really love.
Oranges and Lemons, the album. Listen to it, enjoy it, soak it up.
This is going to make for a fun segue on the playlist.
Hit me with this, not your rhythm stick. I just got to step saying.
Okay, this you should know this starting line.
I should know coming out of nowhere. Why am I striking out? Coming out of nowhere, driving like rain. I know this song. I am straining my noodle. Coming out of nowhere, driving like rain. I can hear the phrasing. I can hear the melody. I'm not getting it. Coming out of nowhere, driving like
Off
rain.
of the 1974 release by the Mark III version of Deep Purple, Stormbringer, written by Richie Blackmore, David Coverdale. Album is Stormbringer, song is Stormbringer.
Yeah, I know that song.
This is one of those that, man, I like this album.
Right.
I cut grooves in this album listening to it.
Yeah.
There's so many cool, very funky, and I think that may have been kind of why Blackmore eventually left the band, because he left the band the first time after this album.
Right.
This is before Come Taste the Band, which was the next iteration.
Right.
And there's some really cool songs on there that kind of got really funky, kind of.
Yeah.
And I think what happened was Coverdale got with Pace and Glover, the rhythm section, and was like, hey, I want to do some of this. What do you think about that? And then they came up with some really cool,
Right.
And to his credit, Blackmore plays like some really funky shit to go along with what they're doing.
Yeah.
But this album, it's got all of the Deep Purple edge heaviness to it, but it's also got some real cool,
some
funky
funk
grooves.
stuff in there.
Yeah, Can't Do It Right. There's 3 or 4 I could come up with if I thought about it for a minute.
Right.
And we may have to, and we're gonna have to play Can't Do It Right because that's
Yeah,
now on the playlist.
Now it's on
right?
the playlist. That's right.
But yeah, and I'm glad I stopped and didn't list out 3 or 4 more because it shouldn't be a Deep Purple playlist.
Right.
Anyway,
Which it might end up being.
and again, Mark III. We've talked in a recent episode about me being so stupid and calling everything Mark IV,
Right.
which was actually Mark II. And if you don't want to know, don't worry about it.
Right, but
I was screwing it up for a while.
It is right, but it does bring up the subject of it being an interesting factoid to go chase down if you don't know. As we've mentioned.
Well, now that I've actually figured out my error,
been made aware of.
Yes, and again, it was a good friend, and he told me in good faith, and I argued with him, and then he told me I was wrong, and I looked it up, and I was wrong.
And you lost the bet.
But I now know 1, 2, 3, 4. Who those iterations are in my head. Right. I have that clear, relevant to the particular band members.
Right.
So that's all. Nothing for anybody that gives it shit, but
interesting to know. So Stormbringer, and I missed another one, and damn it, I don't deserve to be an ape. I'm gonna have to lose a stripe or something. I'm so embarrassed.
Oh, did we do stripes? I didn't know we did stripes. Can I have a stripe? I didn't have a stripe.
And this is another one. It's my turn. This is my last. FYI. So that was your last, was it? Do you have another?
I have a couple, but we can.
Oh no, do another after this.
Well, you go first.
This is a silly, sloppy laydown. I almost didn't put it in. It's worse than the 1999 laydown, but again, it popped into my head, and I was like, I just want it out there. So, you definitely will know this song.
Mama, that's all you got?
Mama Space.
I Just Killed a Man?
Yes.
So it's Queensters. The Queensters.
Yes.
Freddie.
Yes. It's the Queenistics.
Yeah, so that's
yes, you know.
Yes,
what's the name of the song?
That's Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yes, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Mama Just Killed a Man.
You've heard it too many times and you still haven't heard it enough.
Yeah.
What is it about that song? It has
It's one of those one of those that has been overplayed to death. That I still don't care about that.
Right.
Unlike some other stuff we talked about.
I still listen to it, and sometimes I listen to it and I goof off, listen to it like it's a spoof, and sometimes I get into it and I jam out to it. It's weird. Okay, and I think that holds true with a lot of people, because you see people who are karaokeing it with all their blood, sweat, and tears, and other people who are, dressing up
joking.
like they're going to the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Exactly.
So that was Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, written by Freddie Mercury from 1975 from A Night at the Opera, an album that should not be missed. And it's now Race's turn.
For my final.
For your finality.
For my final starting lines for this episode. And I'm going to take us out. You've been giving me a couple of laydowns. Here's one for you, little girl.
I need it. I need a laydown. Of course, the couple of those that I missed should have been laydowns.
Well, I'm sorry that you don't have, whatever it takes to, make it in the game and all that. So,
take us out, Johnny. And what I have to figure out is, don't you want me to love you? And I know that. I believe I'm 99% sure that's Helter Skelter.
It is the starting lines of the first version,
first version
2, which I'm going to exclude from the playlist on this episode because it's 10 minutes long, and we covered this exact song
in a previous episode.
Two episodes ago,
yes.
Right, or within the last couple of episodes.
Right.
And it's so long, but I wanted to bring it up again just because it was so cool.
Right.
Okay, so it's the original version of Helter Skelter. It's 10 plus minutes long. It's Lennon McCartney. It's not the version that was released on the White Album.
It's not the Helter Skelter. It's not your father's Helter Skelter.
There you go. But your mother should know it.
Mother's right.
And it's, again, 12 minutes long. It's such a completely different song from the Helter Skelter we know. So I am going to say that I'm going to disinclude it from this playlist because it's 12 minutes long.
Right.
But it will be on a playlist within an episode or 2 prior to this.
And so you...
Or it is on a playlist.
When I said it was Helter Skelter, you specified it is the first line from the first...
Right, because the other version starts with, when I get to the bottom, I go back to the top of the slide. The one that was released as Helter Skelter.
Right.
And that's why it was in my starting lines.
Right.
It was a different iteration.
Sure.
Then they had rearranged the song somewhat. Anyway, all the propers, Lennon McCartney, 1968. Again, the other version released on the White Album. This album never officially released by the Beatles. It's an alternate take.
Okay. I got it.
So that being said, that brings us to the end of Starting Lines, and also, unfortunately, for all of our loyal listeners, to the end of this episode of
You Should Know This Song
by
Mixed Apes.
It's so much fun, like making him jump like that.
He's like pulling my string, and I'm gonna sit here and look at him like, what? I know what you want me to say, and then I just have to say it because otherwise it's dead airspace.
Exactly.
He's just checking to see if I'm paying attention.
It's really.
Has Reed checked out yet?
Has he done with me yet?
Squirrel.
Well, and that's the other thing. Is it not necessarily that he's done with me? He just can't stay focused.
Fades off thinking about something else.
So this has been again, and I don't say this often enough, and I say it all the time. Is man, I'm having a blast. This is so much fun to do. As weird and strange as you are, sitting across the table from you and playing this game is a blast.
And I aspire to it, so I'm glad to know I achieved weirdness in some form. So thank you for acknowledging.
We want to ask you to follow and share and like and subscribe on the podcast if you haven't done that.
Yes.
Then make sure you turn your notifications on so you know when something new comes out.
Ring the bell, as they say.
And by the way, did you know we have playlists now associated with every single episode?
Oh, yeah, we have playlists.
I'd heard that.
I completely forgot.
In the last 30 seconds since we talked about it before.
Again, check out the playlist. It's cool stuff. It's great to just cruise around or be, whatever, running errands and listen to. It's great.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. As for me, I want to make sure that everybody out there knows we are Mixtapes, and you, I'm sorry to say, are Mixtapes also, whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
so,
you checked in, and what is it? You can check it anytime you like, but you can never leave.
You can never leave, exactly.
Exactly. Again, thank you to all of you for taking the time to listen. Check out the website. Check out the charities page on the website. Check out the playlist page on our YouTube page. Check out what's going on at 6 o'clock tonight on your local TV station. I don't have any idea what I'm talking about.
Check out a local band.
Oh, yeah. Go
check out
go see local music, people.
Check out some local music for sure. We hope that we have triggered you to...
in a good way.
Get some new music or some music you haven't heard in a long time or some information about something that happened in music.
And when you heard us be stupid,
yes,
let us know.
Reach out and let us know. Reach out and let us know. Hey, everybody, thanks. Be great. Be nice to each other.
Be kind. Be a good human.
Right. Be a good person.
I actually saw that shirt this week, and I wanted to buy the shirt that said "Be a good human," but I wanted to buy it from the people that were trying to help you be a good human,
right,
and not the company that's making bucks off of somebody else being a good human. Right. Anyway, I didn't buy the shirt, but be a good human. It's a good idea.
Hey, peace.
Thanks, folks. We're out.